guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, it's Clara. Today's video we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I have only done one or two of these on my channel, I think, but today we're going to be doing a fall makeup look, and I have not done an intricate makeup look in a while, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But I wanted to do a fall makeup tutorial on just like a cute fall look, so I'm gonna show you guys the look that I am using for inspiration, and then I'm just gonna take you through and show you the way that I do my eyebrows, my base, and then we're gonna do the fun eyeshadow look. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so for my fall inspiration look, we are going to be doing this look here that I found on Pinterest. I think it is so pretty. I love the gold lid on the eye. I love like the colors on the outside. Very fall, very pretty. So we are going to be using the Gold Blooded palette by Jeffree to create this look. So I'm going to show you how I go about creating it. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Sit back, relax, and let's just hang out and do some makeup. Also, fair warning, I'm about to look crazy with my hair pushed back here, and like my ears are get pushed up sometimes. Like I don't know, we look a little crazy, but I got this new headband to push my hair back, so we're gonna see how she holds up for doing my makeup. I also have my new Grade A Suicide Boys hoodie. I just got back from the concert last night. That was in Nashville. It was so much fun. I posted over on Instagram about it, so go follow me over there. So for my makeup, we are going to get started. Very first thing that I always do is my eyebrows and then my base. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows and then do my base, and then we will get started on that beautiful makeup look. So for my eyebrows, I am going in with this Milani Stay Put Brow Color Dip Brow. Okay, there we go. That is the dip brow that I'm going in with. This is actually a darker brow pomade than I usually would use or would like to use. I want to get a lighter one because obviously I have blonde hair and I just do my eyebrows really dark all the time. But I am starting to not really feel it very much, and I want to try something different. So I'm gonna be looking for some different like shades and trying those out probably in the coming weeks and whatnot. So if my eyebrows are looking a little crazy, then that is why. But very first thing that I do is I always brush out my eyebrows first, and then I go ahead and I line the bottom shape of the eyebrow. Just like that. And then I go ahead and I follow kind of shape of my brow a little bit while also making it look a little bit better, because obviously the shape of my eyebrow is barely even there. So I just kind of fill in my eyebrow as it goes. And then really the main thing with my eyebrows is they never look the same every day whenever I'm drawing them on. But that is where the concealer comes in, and we use the concealer to really shape the rest of the brow, because sometimes my hand is shaky and it just doesn't work out. So bear with me. I'm going to try and make these look as good as I can. No promises. And usually it's this brow that looks better. This brow is usually the one that needs the most help. And then I just take the spoolie and I brush out to the front, just like that. And then we're going to take concealer and kind of put it at the front whenever we conceal the whole brow. So now that we're looking a little crazy, we're going to take concealer and conceal these brows and make them look like a lot better of a shape. Okay, for the concealer, I am using the Huda Beauty, but the Huda Beauty concealer, faux filter concealer in the shade, you pick the shade, it just says Marshmallow 1.3G, whatever that means. And then I take a little flathead brush like this, and then we just put a little bit of concealer, because a little bit goes a long way. And so we do a little bit of concealer on there, just like this. if you can see, and then I shape out the bottom of the brow. I do the bottoms first and then I go and do the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those. Okay, there is the bottoms that have been carved out, and then let's go ahead and carve out the top. Okay, now we are definitely looking crazy, but a little bit less crazy in the brow department. So this is what the brows are looking like right now. And then I just leave the concealer because I'm going to end up blending that out when I do my foundation. So let's go ahead and do our base. I'm starting with the e.l.f. primer, and we are going to use her and just put her all over my face. I do a couple little dots on my cheeks, my chin, and then a little bit on my forehead. This one I really like because it's really sticky, and I feel like my foundation and stuff sticks to it really well, so it helps like my makeup stay on my face a lot better. This is also breaking out so bad lately, and I really should not be doing makeup today, but I wanted to film a video, so I'm doing it for you guys. Okay, next for my foundation, this is completely optional, but it is what I do. And I take my bronzer and I dab a little bit of that all over my face, and then I mix my foundation in with it and blend that because it helps create the color that I like, and also just like I feel like the consistency of this foundation with the bronzer, it really creates a nice layer on my face that lasts all day long, and I swear by it. It is my favorite thing. So I'm going in with the NYX Professional Makeup Buttermelt Bronzer in the shade BMB05, I believe is the shade. So we're going in with that, and then the foundation that I'm using is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer 04A1 in golden beige. So that is going to be the foundation that I use. We are going to go ahead and take her, and then I just take a random little brush that I have, this one that obviously has been used to the max, and I just kind of get some on the brush like that and literally just dab it all over my face. Like, we are gonna be looking crazy. So I literally just do this and this and this, and it looks like you literally just rubbed dirt all over your face. So now that we're definitely looking crazy, go ahead and do your foundation. I do my foundation, I do little drops here, 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 and here. And then we go ahead and we take a fluffy foundation brush. This is the one that I use. I don't know, it's a It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe collection. So I don't know. This is the one that I use. So I just go ahead and I blend everything together like this and just really get it blended all over my face. I do like this tapping motion like this so that you don't get a bunch of brush strokes on your face as well. I also blend over my eyelid to really blend out that concealer from the brows like that, and it also acts as a really good base for your eyeshadow. Okay, now everything is pretty well blended in, and so it is time for concealer. I'm going back in with that same concealer, and I'm just putting that under my eyes like so. I just kind of go into the inner corner and then come out, and then I put some on my chin. And then I go in with a little beauty blender and just blend everything out. Then I kind of bring the excess and blend it up here to really make sure that that concealer from the eyebrows was blended out as well. Okay, next I'm going in and setting everything with my powder. So I use the, what is this, Too Faced Born This Way setting powder in, and I really set in, especially under my eyes and like the chin area, but I set everything. So we literally just dip in, not too much, but I'd say about that much, and then start patting that under the eye, and then start bringing it all over your face. Really just want to make sure everything is set into place and looks good so that it will stay, and then also our bronzer and everything will go on smoothly as well. Okay, now we are going to contour slash do bronzer. So I use the Milani bronzer in the shade Suntan 03, and then I go in with that Buttermelt bronzer and I put that over top. Bronzer, I like to build it up and really apply a lot, because whenever I end up cutting and baking the line, you'll see in a second, I just feel like it just gets blended out. So I like to have like excess, I guess. And we slowly start to bring it up and bring it around my hairline. Then I go ahead and I do the Buttermelt bronzer over top, and I just do it over top of these sides. With this one, a little goes a long way, so I usually pat a lot of it off. I go ahead and I take my powder again, and then I just cut the like line, I don't know what to call it, baking I guess is what it's called. So I just bake my face with it. Now, as we all know, I usually do a lot of blush, but for today's look, we want more of a bronzy look, so I'm not going to apply any blush. I know, this is a first. Insane. So I'm not going to apply any blush, but I am going to attempt to somewhat contour my nose, not fully contour, but more of bronze it the way that I would my blush. So I'm just going to take a little fluffy brush and go in with both of the bronzers that I just used and kind of go along the sides and just kind of define my nose and give it a bronzy look. I have yet to perfect the way that I have ever contoured my nose. I feel like every time I contour my nose, it just looks weird and I don't do it right. I mean, literally look at me right now. So I don't really take my advice for contouring your nose. I am still learning as well. This is just what I do and what I think looks the best on me for now until I learn how to do it a little bit better. We are just looking like this, and then I go in with ever so slightly with that Buttermelt bronzer as well and just kind of go over top. Next, I go in with that fluffy brush again and just using all of the excess that is on there, I am just setting everything into place under my eyes again and kind of going along the side of my nose, blending, and blending everything out. Next, for my highlight, I am going into the 24 karat gold Jeffree Star highlight palette, and I am going to be using the shade Sarcophagus. As you can see, I use her quite a bit, and we are just going to highlight my cheekbones and then a little bit on the nose. I highlight those cheekbones. I also like to highlight my cupid's bow and like my lips. It doesn't really do anything. I just like to do it. Okay, you can wipe off the baking part of your face now, but I usually just leave it while I do my eyeshadow and leave it on. It doesn't really matter. But let's go ahead and do the eye look. Okay, we are zoomed in a little bit here for the eyes. We're just going to attempt to make this look happen. As you can see, this is what she looks like. We're going to attempt with what we got. So, the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to go in with this little brush here, and I am here, and I'm going in the shade Legacy. Where is it? Right here. I'm going in the shade Legacy. It's like this dark brown kind of color, and we're going to use that in, I guess, like the crease you would call it. So we're just going to blend it kind of in the crease, and then I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush and blend it out like that. We're gonna be looking a little crazy at first, but trust the process. And blend it onto the lid because we are going to end up cutting that with concealer, so it really doesn't matter if it's like all over the lid, but the main thing is just blending it like that. And then the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to use that same fluffy brush, and we're going to go into the shade Fire Phoenix. Next, we want to do the orange color, and so we are going to use this kind of burnt orange color, Courageous, and we're going to blend that out a little bit more above that line and coming above it and really blending her up like that. And then last but not least, I'm going to wipe this off just kind of on a little rag. And then we're going to go in the shade Perseverance, which is like this little yellowy color. And we are going to blend that at the very top. Free to build that one up as much as you see fit. Next, I'm going to go in with my concealer, and I am going to cut the crease. Okay, now that the crease is cut and there is concealer on it, I am going in with the shade Gold Blooded, and I'm just putting that all over the lid. Okay, I went ahead and blended the rest of the eyeshadow around it and added a little bit more of that Legacy color in the crease, but this is what we are working with so far. I think I am going to add a wing to this at the end. I'm gonna go do the other eye and we're gonna see what it looks like, and then I might add wings to bring it all together. Okay, I just finished the other eye. This is what we are working with so far. I really think that a wing would really bring the look together, so we are going to add wings. I'm going to go do those off camera and then we will finish the look. Okay, I went ahead and did my eyeliner as well as added an underneath eyeshadow. I did the Legacy and Fire Phoenix shades and just blended those out underneath. My camera started to overheat, so I had to give her a minute. And now I'm just adding lashes. I am using the Kiss lashes in Avant Garde. These are my go-to lashes, so I am just adding those onto the look. Here is the finished eye look. As you can see, we have lashes on, eyeliner on, and everything blended. So let's go ahead and do our lips, and then this will be the finished look. So for my lips, I am going in with the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Plumper Lip Liner, and then I'm going to go over it with the Bobbi Brown Crushed Lip Color in Telluride. And boom, this is our finished makeup look. Fall makeup. I think it looks I think it is very cute for fall. I love the colors. We've got like a maroon, sort of yellowy, burnt orange color on the eyes going on. And then the lips, for the lips, I did like this maroon, I guess, like burgundy sort of. So that is the look for today. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what other kind of makeup looks you would like to see, and I will see y'all in the next one.